Welcome back. Now, anytime you hear of northern Kenya, what comes into your mind? Violence, conflict, poverty? That's exactly what has been painted in the media anytime you talk about northern Kenya. But you know what? There's also gold there, just like there's gold underneath the soil. A group of professionals have come together and they have decided we want to bring out the beauty of northern Kenya. And we want to find out more about that. This Saturday, we're going to be celebrating. They are going to be celebrating. In fact, you should also be part of it. It's called the Nomads of Northern Kenya Cultural and Peace Festival. Now, to tell us more about that is Tuqa Jirmo, on my furthest end, who's the organizing chairman. And then, of course, Tom Lesarge, who is a member of that organizing committee. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much.
Very well. Wow, this is a great initiative, because a lot of times when we talk of northern Kenya, we think about send troops there to deal with the conflict there. But now this is a different idea. Perhaps we could start with you, Tuqa. Where did this idea of the Nomads of Northern Kenya Cultural and Peace Festival come about?
Thank you so much, very much. As you just rightly stated, the perception out there about northern Kenya, when you think, is the areas of conflict, no-go zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, food, there's like hungry, all this kind of thing. But we were really born and brought up in this area, and we think this area is, we think it's a paradise.
It's a paradise.
It's areas which is full of milk and honey.
Now, a lot of people might not want to agree with
Yes.
you.
So that is why we, as professionals in the northern Kenya, we came together and formed initially an organization called Northern Kenya Tourism and Wildlife Association. This organization has 4 main objectives. We wanted to, first and foremost, create a platform called Pinky, Peace in Northern Kenya Initiative. First and foremost, the challenge in Northern Kenya is everyone is talking about peace, but we strongly believe peace is not a one-time event. It's a process which need to bring on board professionals, politicians, the locals, and everybody. It's not just reacted to a situation. So we want to bring everyone together. 2, we are thinking of the northern Kenya as one of the best places on earth in terms of tourism. It is not touched. We have not scratched even on the surface. So we want to explore this potential. Tourism, the landscape, the sceneries in the north, the species of wildlife. It's the unique species of wildlife, like those giraffes, grave zebra. Those species are unique and which need to be conserved, and the environment and all that. So the culture in the north, half of nearly 42 tribes of Kenya lives in the northern Kenya. So we, from El Molo, Turkana, Pokot, Borana, Gabra, Rendile, Somalis, Sakuye, Konso, Burji, and all the way to Tana River. You see? So these are diverse culture. So what we are creating, we have organized now, is as part of Kenya at 50 celebration. We want to showcase, bring the communities from the north at the Bomas of Kenya. We want to celebrate
this Saturday, right?
This very Saturday.
This Saturday. Perhaps, Tom, you could tell us a bit about this, because there are some communities who cannot see eye to eye. How have you managed to convince them, let's come up with this festival and work together?
Right. I would start from the colonial days. Northern Kenya was christened the Northern Frontier District by the colonial administration. And they labeled it a savage country with savage beasts and savage natives. Now, we would like to use these savage beasts and savage natives to serve those natives. And this we can do through tourism. But of course, as we all know, in the whole world, there is no way you can do tourism without peace. And we believe that there are lots of things that bind us in northern Kenya than separate us. Certainly, our cultural differences should not separate us. We are people, we are all pastoral nomadic people, and we therefore have that bond between us. We have very beautiful cultures, that's a bond between us. We have wildlife, very beautiful landscapes, that is a bond between us. And anyway, we are humanity, and therefore that should bind us. So we came together, and we've already started in some places like my own home area. We started Wildlife Conservancy, Namunyak Wildlife Conservancy, and now the communities are reaping benefits from tourism, getting up to 16 million per year directly coming to the communities from tourism. And that, therefore, is something that can put us together, because the wildlife does not know any tribal boundaries. They move across to all places, and therefore we are able to tap tourism in all those tribal areas to benefit all those tribes. And we believe northern Kenya is now the new frontier of tourism, with all its beautiful landscape, with all its beautiful cultures, and of course with the great biodiversity that we have there.
Right, but perhaps, for somebody who really wants to visit this country, the first place would be the coast. I mean, the sandy beaches, wow, you just love it. Northern Kenya, paint the beauty of northern Kenya. Somebody's preparing to perhaps celebrate this Christmas. Woo them. This is your opportunity, woo them.
Wow.
Northern Kenya.
Wow, yes. Northern Kenya is the first and foremost. It is the cradle of mankind. We all over the world is the earliest, the oldest fossil is discovered in the Kubifora. So it is cradle of mankind, first and foremost. Then there are beautiful landscapes from shore of Lake Turkana to Samburu, Suguta Valley, which is now dubbed the Valley of Death. You cannot imagine if you stand at the Malaso viewpoint and watch that area, you cannot imagine that landscape. Such a beautiful place on earth. There's no place like that on earth. You come across to Marsabit, to Lake Paradise, Oasis Forest, to the desert of Chalpi Desert, to Didigalgalu, all the way to Isiolo. Isiolo, the floods, the rivers which flows from Mount Kenya, ends in Lorian Swamp. Some of the best beautiful places on earth which you can ever visit.
Wow.
With acacia trees and all these kind of things. You cannot imagine such a place. It's a place where people are said to be living in poverty. So one thing that Northern Kenya can provide is in Vision 2030 of the government. We are seeing a lot of goodwill now that in the northern there is a lot of positive gestures from the government to develop Northern Kenya now. Isiolo has now been designated as resort city, one major thing. There is an international airport now being developed in Isiolo. The Lamu corridor, the roads now passing from Lamu all the way through Isiolo to Turkana and then to Ethiopia and to Sudan. There is Isiolo, Ethiopia, all the way to Marsabit and Moyale road, which is now being done. So we are saying in the next few years,
the
place to go is in
Northern Kenya. Tell us.
So with additional resources which has been discovered like oil and water.
Oh, yes. It's a premium place.
It is paradise. It's coming to the paradise we are talking about.
Yeah.
So,
right. Perhaps you need to really begin to think about traveling and touring northern Kenya. It's amazing. Just hope security is being sorted out.
Yes, we think security it can easily be sorted out if communities are involved. On a platform like this, we are bringing all those warring communities, which is said you cannot imagine how people so lovely, so beautiful people, and who, when they are together, celebrating their culture.
Absolutely.
So we want to make that difference now. So we are bringing all this together, and together with the people, our communities who live in urban areas, so that they have influence, so that we have that cohesion, so that we share the same platform, so that we preach for peace. We have planned a lot of activities. We are going to have what they call traditional prayers.
Traditional prayers. That will Bomas of Kenya.
Yes.
Saturday, what time?
Saturday.
What time again?
Saturday we have the whole day and night.
Starting from what time?
From 10.
10 in the morning.
We have what they call 10 in the morning. We have traditional called, each community in the Northern Kenya, incidentally at Bomas, there's what they call the Northern Kenya village. All the 20 tribes or so, they have their small houses. So we will have the Elmolos occupy their house.
Their house. Ah, yeah.
We have Dasanaj occupy their house. We have the Borans occupy their house with their traditional artifacts and with the traditional everything.
Everything.
So the Kenyans and other communities, incidentally, we each normally organize our own smaller cultural festivals.
Yes.
But now this is the first time ever.
First time ever.
That all the communities in the Northern Kenya are sharing the same environment platform to learn from each other, to see how the Sanach live, how Pokot live, how Turkanas live, how Somalis live. And then from there, we now go and then have a prayer, traditional prayers. And then we have traditional songs, we have traditional dances, we have traditional foods that people can share. And then from there, then we have our leaders and the political leaders coming to talk about peace. So, and then showcase their culture. So it's an interesting event.
Well, what are the challenges?